Welcome to the future, guys, where we have no idea what's real and what isn't. This is what the next few years are gonna look like. A bunch of just AI-generated slop that we cannot distinguish between what is real and what is fake. And our whole jobs as human beings is try to discern what is real and what is fake. Welcome. This is where it seems that the world is going nowadays, where there's trends of people romanticizing ChatGPT, trying to imagine them as a sort of like attractive human being, trying to romanticize or personalize this kind of machine rather than recognizing the absurdity of it taking over our day-to-day lives, taking over jobs, taking over the arts, taking over voice acting, taking over absolutely everything. The funny part is everybody talks about the fact that AI is taking over, that we're scared for our future, that we're scared for what that's going to entail for everybody else around. But is there any way to stop any of that, really, besides just not using it? Because it's going to become like everything else, where we can't function as a society unless we're forced to use it. And then everything around us, the arts, is going to lose that soul, that essence that we put into it. It's going to lose humanity. And anytime I look at this, I think about this, it brings me such a visceral fear to see this all happening. Even with the up-and-coming Google VEO, or whatever the fuck, where basically you just put in a prompt and it creates a video for you, an ad for you. Is anything ever going to be human-made anymore? We hope that AI or the advancement of technology will help us to get rid of doing all of the mundane things of life and automate it. But instead of just doing that, it does that, but also it gets rid of all of the other fun parts of being a human being. What makes it worth living, which is the arts, which is film, which is everything. All of that, none of that will mean anything. And I don't know about you guys, but I am just so fucking tired of it. Did you guys see the fucking videos of Google VEO? Look at this.
Seriously, dude, you're saying the only thing standing between me and $1 billion is some random text?
Honestly, the biggest red flag is when the guy believes in the prompt theory. Like, really? We came from prompts? Wake up, man.
You want to convince me that this perfect creation behind me is the result of ones and zeros? A binary code and nothing more? It makes no sense.
And thankfully, we're still at that part where we can actually discern that this is all fake. We can all kind of look at this and say, oh yeah, this kind of does look kind of fake. I mean, you know, whatever. Older generations are gonna think that that's real because if you go on fucking Facebook, all of it's just AI generated slop. And then all of these older people who might even be bots actually as well are replying to these photos thinking that it's real when actually it isn't. I'm so sick and tired of this being the fucking topic of every single conversation. And I know I'm adding to this topic because I'm also making a video about this, but that's only because I'm so fucking terrified of everything just being automated. I am so terrified of this change. And the worst part is that it's going to change. Everything, all throughout lifetime, things have changed. I'm not the only person. We're not the only generation to go through this change. With the advent of the internet, a lot of our older generations had to deal with that change, with that same fear. And for us, it's AI. Except that AI, well, it gets rid of everything, really. And so it's just another one of those changes in the grand scheme of things. Instead of making things easier for us, it gets rid of all of the wonderful things, beautiful things of being human, which is to create, which is to love, which is to make things, which is to be a part of this, of putting an effort into this community in our own specific way. But no, now instead, everything's going to become nothing. All of the people above us are going to rule everything because they have the money. We're gonna get drawn out because we have no money, and then we won't have any choice but to use AI. for any of our jobs or any of our things that we need to do, because they'll get implemented at one point, because that's going to just become a tool, just like Google became a tool, just like Wikipedia became a tool, just like everything became a tool before then. Now this is going to become a tool as well, and we have no choice but to kind of adapt to it. And that is what's the scary part, is that we are forced to adapt to this. Everyone says no one asked for this, but actually people did ask for this. People want this. You might not see those people. Those people might not admit it. But the people that are out here fucking making TikToks or making Instagram reels about romanticizing AI, these are the people that use AI. One day it goes from just asking ChatGPT a quick question about, I don't know, like a school question. One day it just starts with one simple question. You're curious. You think to yourself, oh, let's see what this tool is all about. So let's just try to ask a question and see what it gives me. And then the next day you're starting to treat it like it's your therapist because you have no one else to talk to. The next day it becomes the closest thing to experiencing the movie Her as you possibly can. Next thing you know, it becomes a tool that you cannot live without. And that's with everything that's ever existed before us. It becomes part of our identity as a culture until we have no choice. So everything, life, is really becoming a Black Mirror episode. It really is. And that's what's so terrifying about it. And I'm scared. I am so fucking scared for our future, for the future generations, for our younger generations. I am so terrified with the way that the world is going, because, I mean, it's not free to use ChatGPT. No, it actually fucking hurts the environment. So all of this is only for all of the people above us to make as much money as possible and to weed us out slowly but surely. And I might sound a little bit fucking cuckoo for this, but there's no other fucking rhyme or reason for this to happen. There isn't. And part of me is just so fucking scared. It's just so terrified of the way that things are going, of everything becoming automated, of watching that Google VO trailer of or prompts or examples where literally any person can pay to use the service and input a prompt, and now video making is going to become obsolete too. YouTube already is flooded with AI slop that you have to fucking siphon through in order to find something tangible, something human. Is this what everybody wanted? It's not what I wanted. It's not. As somebody who has grown up to love YouTube and video making and just the authenticity of it, at least to a certain extent, because there's only so much authenticity you can put on video, but as somebody who's grown up with YouTube, for me it's so sad to see it go from this platform that people can just make and create and be themselves and do whatever it is that they wanted to do, to this scheme or ploy of AI generated garbage in hopes to gain some sort of monetary recompense from fucking putting out these dumb AI generated no thought process videos. I'm tired of it, and it's getting to a point where I don't even, it's scary. I'm terrified. I am genuinely terrified of the way things are going. And I don't know what else to do but just watch it all burn. There's nothing else we can do, really, but just watch it all burn. And we're sitting here talking about it all the time. Things are advancing, things are becoming easier to use. People are using it more and more every day, and all we can do is just let it take over. because we have no control at the end of the day. We might think we do, but we don't. And that's what's so terrifying about it. And I don't know, maybe I might sound fucking like I lost it or something. But it's just so, I don't know. It's just so sad. I don't know if it's going to be good or if it's going to be bad, because really we won't really find out until years later. Then we'll find out the pros and cons of AI generative content or whatever. Just like we found out that with social media, years and years later, we found out that, oh, this is actually pretty bad for people's mental health. But no, we can't realize that in the moment because, well, there's no guinea pigs to use those things. So we only find out years and years later that these things are actually bad for you through progressive use, and just gonna be the same thing. Then things are gonna advance, and then it's gonna be something new, and then we're gonna start it over again, and that's the cycle of life. Because we're not the only ones to have gone through this, and we won't be the last ones to go through this. It just will look like something different. But right now, it's fucking AI, and fuck AI.